Welcome to Crime Files. Today we unravel the tragic story of Albert Omondi Ojwang, a young Kenyan teacher and blogger whose death in police custody in 2025 shocked the nation and raised serious questions about police accountability, freedom of expression, and the safety of activists in Kenya. This isn't just a story about one man, it is a lens into systemic failures and controversies that have haunted Kenyan law enforcement for decades. Albert Ojwang was a 31-year-old teacher at Moi High School in Voi, Taita Taveta County. Born in Kakath village in Homa Bay County, Ojwang was known as an outspoken commentator, using social media to discuss governance, corruption, and social justice under a pseudonym. His activism, while peaceful, made him a target in a country where criticism of authorities, particularly the police, is often met with harsh scrutiny. On June 7, 2025, Ojwang was arrested at his home in Kakath. The official reason given by police was defamation. He was accused of posting content that allegedly insulted Deputy Inspector General of Police Eliud Logat. Instead of being dealt with locally, Ojwang was transferred over 350 kilometers to Nairobi's Central Police Station. This distance and the lack of clear procedural justification immediately raised eyebrows among his family, friends, and civil rights organizations. The following day, June 8, Ojwang was found unconscious in his cell. He was rushed to Magathi Hospital, but doctors pronounced him dead on arrival. Initially, police reports suggested he had inflicted injuries on himself, a claim that was met with disbelief. An independent autopsy revealed a different, far more disturbing story: severe head trauma, neck compression, and multiple soft tissue injuries, indicating that Ojwang had been physically assaulted. This autopsy contradicted police claims and immediately prompted public outrage. In the wake of Ojwang's death, legal proceedings began swiftly. 6 police officers came under investigation, and 2 Constable Samson Talam and Constable James Makwana were formally arrested and charged with murder. IPOA, the Independent Policing Oversight Authority, took a lead role in the investigation, suspending other implicated officers while inquiries continued.
Ambaye nilimjulisha tokea jana ya kwamba tungekuja kutatua haya mambo. Niko na hata title deed ambayo nilikuwa nimejitayarisha nayo kwa mkoba wangu hapa, ili endapo kutakuwa na hitaji ya mambo ya dhamana.
Ojwang was laid to rest on July 4, 2025 at his father's home in Kakath Kakwanyo village, Homa Bay County. The funeral was tense, with family and supporters holding. Though several notable political figures were absent, the burial highlighted a stark divide between community grief and perceived official indifference. Political leaders soon made their voices heard. Former Prime Minister Raila Odinga condemned Ojwang's death as a violation of human rights and a failure of the justice system, calling for a transparent investigation and accountability. Other political figures also joined the chorus, urging parliamentary action and immediate reforms to prevent such incidents in the future. In Parliament,
Mr. Speaker, let us not politicize this matter. If you want politics, kill your son and go and mourn on your own.
No one who of them actually caused the death of this young man. So we need that sort of urgency in dealing with this matter. Not only this, and I'm not saying this because I know Kenyans are very nice at being ethnic. Last week I condemned the arrest of this young lady for her views. We cannot be
erupted, particularly in Nairobi, Kisumu, and Mombasa. Demonstrators demanded justice, clashed at times with security forces, and used the rallies to call for broader police reforms. Amnesty International and the US Embassy in Kenya both issued statements urging a transparent investigation and highlighting the dangers faced by activists, journalists, and bloggers in Kenya. These reactions underscored the international attention Albert Ojwang's case had drawn. Ojwang's case is not isolated. It draws parallels with the 2018 case of blogger Robert Alai, who faced repeated harassment by police for online criticism, and the 2020 suspicious death of a young activist in Kisumu. In each instance, outspoken individuals faced detention under questionable pretexts, abuse occurred, and accountability was limited or delayed. These interlinked cases point to a systemic problem that continues to challenge Kenya's rule of law and human rights protections. The death of Albert Ojwang highlights not only the personal risks faced by social commentators and activists, but also the vulnerabilities within the Kenyan criminal justice system. Freedom of expression, while constitutionally guaranteed, remains precarious in practice, and the repeated harassment or harm to dissenting voices reveals deep structural weaknesses. Ojwang's tragic death serves as a somber reminder of the high cost of speaking truth to power in environments where authority is concentrated and oversight is weak. As we follow this story, it is crucial to remember the human element. Albert Ojwang was more than a case file. He was a son, a teacher, and a voice for change. His life and death continue to resonate in discussions on human rights, accountability, and transparency in Kenya. The legacy of his courage, tragically cut short, may yet inspire reforms and greater protections for those who dare to speak out. This case is still unfolding, with justice pending and more questions than answers. The story of Albert Ojwang is far from over. It is a sobering chapter in Kenya's struggle with police accountability, freedom of expression, and protection for activists and ordinary citizens alike. Stay with Crime Files as we continue to monitor updates, dissect every twist in this complex case, and connect it to broader patterns of injustice across Kenya and the region.